Welcome to our presentation, Essential Components of a High-Quality Internship Model for Students with Disabilities. I am very excited to be here today to talk to you about work-based learning experiences and a school-to-work internship program we are implementing in Virginia. My name is Judy Averill, and I am the director of the VCU's RRTC Center on Transition Innovations. And I have the pleasure of presenting with my colleague, Kelly Lagan, who is a demonstration associate at CTI and also a research associate at VCU's RRTC on employment of transition-aged youth with disabilities. Both of our centers provide information, resources, demonstration, and research to generate evidence-based interventions to assist youth to enter competitive integrated employment. Just to give you a little bit of background on the Center on Transition Innovations, we were established in 2013, and we are funded by the Virginia Department of Education. We are the statewide portal for disseminating transition-related information and resources, training and demonstration for Virginia stakeholders. We develop and house training materials such as free courses, publications, infographic videos, and webcasts on effective transition practices. And in addition, we're not just saying it, we're doing it. We're in the field in divisions demonstrating and researching employment and post-secondary education models to better serve youth with disabilities. So we have projects such as a student-centered assessment process called Discovering Me, an initiative to increase supported employment while in high school, and 2 school-to-work models for youth with disabilities called Startup Success and Project Search. One of our responsibilities at CTI is to identify stakeholder needs and develop resources and demonstration models to address those transition needs across our state. And one training need that we have identified is information on work-based learning and how to develop effective work-based learning experiences, especially for youth with disabilities. So today, the purpose of this presentation is to introduce the components that are necessary for providing high-quality work-based learning experiences. We're going to share a highly impactful internship model CTI has been implementing for over 5 years. And Kelly's going to introduce the research that is being conducted to determine if Startup Success, our internship experience, is an effective practice. We know that experiencing the workplace is a pivotal step for students to see and experience careers firsthand as they make the decisions about the future. And the research supports the idea that meaningful quality work-based learning experiences during middle school and high school for youth with disabilities can increase the likelihood of community integration and employment. And therefore, it really is a strong predictor of post-school employment. So when we say high quality work-based learning experiences, what do we mean? But it really means several things. It means these experiences need to be school coordinated and supervised by a teacher or other school personnel. And in Virginia, in order for a work-based learning experience to be considered high quality, the experiences should also be related to students' career interests and program of study. It's driven by student interests and preferences really rather than availability. And unfortunately, we know that that takes place often, but it really needs to be driven by the student interest and career goals. High quality work-based learning experiences must also be integrated with classroom instruction, must be connected to a CTE course and course standards so the students can practice and master the academic and technical competencies along with those essential workplace readiness skills. And I think it's very important to note that, for our students with extensive support needs who are receiving special education support and services in a school-to-work program, we have to make sure that this group of students are also receiving that instruction that is aligned with the CTE competencies in conjunction with the work-based learning experience in the community. Too often, I see that students are in community-based work-based learning experiences, but it's in isolation to the work-based readiness competencies and skills. And then that really is detrimental in students preparing for the world of work. So in addition, high quality work-based experience requires collaboration. Really, it is a partnership with the local businesses and organizations, and business partners really can play a pivotal role in assisting with developing training agreements and training plans and providing that instruction in completing the work routine and tasks, as well as monitoring student progress and program progress. So high quality work-based learning is most effective when students are provided that continuum of activities that address career awareness, exploration, and preparation. And in Virginia, our Department of Education recognizes 12 work-based learning methods of instruction and grade levels. The experiences can be offered to students. And these experiences begin with less intense opportunities, such as job shadowing, to more intensive opportunities, such as cooperative education and registered youth apprenticeships. But today, we're going to focus specifically on work-based learning internship experiences. Internship experiences are considered a higher intensity experience and recommended for students in grades 11th and 12th. And it's for students who really they've begun to identify career goals and or environments that they're interested in pursuing. And this gives them an opportunity to really have the ability to go into that type of work environment, that authentic work environment, and complete some of the hands-on tasks and job duties that align with their career interests and goals. These experiences do require training agreements and a training plan to guide the students through developing and practicing career-related skills. Internships can be paid or unpaid, and students can earn additional course credit with internships if they work 280 hours throughout the course duration. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Start on Success, which is an internship model that our Center on Transition Innovations, developed and is implementing in various school divisions across Virginia to prepare students with disabilities for the transition to life after high school.
It's a big opportunity for being a senior, and it's just great experience working at a hospital.
Essex, a rural county in Virginia, is one of the many school divisions across the state to offer a highly successful school-to-work program called Start on Success. During this year-long program, at-risk high school seniors with disabilities are immersed in real-world work experiences while earning a paycheck, and all before the bell rings at the end of the school day. Not only are students being paid to work, they are also connected with mentors who provide encouragement and support while helping students learn on-the-job skills.
I love working with them because they are just fresh and they full of energy, and they make me feel good because I've been here for 43 years and they make me stop and think.
When we thought about all of the businesses that were in Essex County, the hospital was one that came to mind first because it just offers so many job opportunities.
I was really excited from the moment that I heard about the program because with young people, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. This has been a perfect opportunity for us to have students see what healthcare is, look at a higher education, and then come back to us.
The fact that I get to come to the hospital every day makes me want to come to school even more, just so I can work at the hospital and interact with the patients here and the different co-workers.
The students and the hospital have grown to become one, and our kids are so excited about the program that some of the kids don't even like to get out of their scrubs when they get back to their home school.
It means that I get to learn the life of being a nurse and get to learn what they have to go through on a daily basis.
They have been doing so well in the environment that they're in that they've actually got job offers for the summer and some maybe future employment.
To be able to mentor young students, it's a reminder to them of our young people in the community because our future is about our young people.
The VCU Center on Transition Innovations is funded by the Virginia Department of Education. For further information about the Center on Transition Innovations, please visit our website at www.centerontransition.org.
We are very excited to have this high quality internship program in 13 divisions, soon to be actually 15 divisions across our Commonwealth. And to give you a little bit of background, SOS was introduced in 1995 by the National Organization on Disability, and Virginia piloted this model in 2014. So since its inception, the SOS program has been implemented in over a dozen cities around the US, has served more than 4,000 students. It's highly structured, and that's what we like about it. And it's designed for students who are at risk with disabilities who are pursuing a regular diploma. And these are those students, if not given an opportunity to increase career pathway skills through work-based learning training, are at a higher risk for dropping out or have a less chance of reaching their desired post-school outcomes. I tend to call these students are those gap students that, due to their academic course of study, they don't have a lot of room in their schedule for work-based learning. So this program is designed specifically for them. It's a year-round program which students enroll in a CTE course with support during the first semester, and then they participate in a paid internship with support as well at a local business during the second semester of the school year. So SOS incorporates job site support and is a collaborative partnership. This model meets the definition of a high quality work-based learning internship, in that it is performed in partnership with the school, the student, the families, businesses, and our state voc rehab agency. The internship is considered a pre-employment transition services. Therefore, VR counselors work closely with the program instructor to coordinate and supplement those activities that are critical in assisting students in preparing for and successfully transitioning to post-school outcomes. In SOS, the students experience real work for real pay. They're paid at or above minimum wage, and the responsibility for paying the wages is negotiated between the key stakeholders, including schools, VRs, the host business, or others. And in some of these programs, the schools have secured grants for student wages, but it really takes a team to identify the funding source, and together everyone can make this work. But this program also places an emphasis on the business partnership. For example, each student is assigned a business mentor within their department to assist with acclimating to the job site, to assist with training, and to reinforce those essential work skills. In addition, the family has a role in assisting students in successfully completing the program. Families assist the students with arranging for transportation to and from the worksite, as well as they encourage students to follow worksite rules and expectations. And they collaborate with the students and teachers, and most importantly, the community agencies, in planning next steps for reaching post-secondary goals. So overall, SOS provides students with a work-based learning experience that promotes career exploration, provides an opportunity to gain those valuable work experiences, and really have an opportunity to earn the industry credential, all of which really contribute to a higher post-school outcome. And at RRTC CTI, we have conducted 5 years of demonstration of SOS, and we really have excellent pilot data. As you can see from the infographic, a total of 164 students across Virginia have participated and completed the program since its inception. And this program is specifically designed for at-risk youth with disabilities, and the primary group we have served is Black males. And as you can see from the data, this model is highly, highly impactful. Students who participate in SOS continue on to post-secondary employment or higher education, military, at a rate of 75 to 85%, which is actually 3 times higher post-school outcomes than the overall rate for students with disabilities. So it is extremely impactful, and we're very proud of the divisions that have implemented this program. If you are interested in learning more about the SOS program, please access this information along with our SOS replication guide on our website at centerontransition.org. SOS is a model that works, and we have proven that. However, no empirical studies exist to determine its efficacy on post-school outcomes of at-risk youth. Until now. So currently, VCU's RRTC on transition is researching SOS to show that it is not only an effective practice, it's an evidence-based practice. So at this time, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Kelly, who will introduce the research that is being conducted to determine if START on Success is an effective practice. Kelly?
Thanks, Judy. I'm going to share with you the research being done by the VCU-RRTC on employment of transition-age youth with disabilities, or abbreviated as VCU-RRTC transition for this presentation. I've been one of the coordinators developing the SOS model in Virginia since 2014. Because of this work, I've seen the impact of SOS on student outcomes, and I'm excited to be part of the research to explore SOS as an evidence-based practice. VCU-RRTC on transition was funded to research and identify evidence-based practices like START on Success to improve the employment outcomes of transition-age youth with disabilities. In October 2019, NIDLR, National Institute on Disability, Independent Living, and Rehabilitation Research, awarded a 5-year grant to VCU-RRTC to fund the Transition Center. VCU-RRTC Transition is working in collaboration with Vanderbilt University, University of Wisconsin-Madison, and Kent State University to conduct 6 studies. VCU is conducting 3 of the studies, one of which is START on Success. We have been implementing SOS for 7 years, and I know that it's an effective practice, and through this study, we will determine if it's an evidence-based practice. The SOS study is an intervention efficacy study. The intervention focus is the incorporation of a career and technical education course immediately followed by a paid internship for at-risk youth with disabilities. The effects on the competitive integrated employment and/or post-secondary education outcomes of these youth will be measured and compared between control and experimental groups. The purpose of the study is to determine if students with disabilities that have a CTE course immediately followed by a paid internship have better post-school outcomes compared to students with disabilities who receive typical transition services. This is a randomized controlled trial study of 2 urban and 1 suburban school district implementing the SOS program. We have 3 research questions. The first, what are the differences in activities 1 year beyond high school, measuring post-secondary education and employment, between students participating in the SOS model as compared to students participating in traditional transition services? So through a survey, school districts will report student outcomes for the intervention and control groups at graduation, 6 months post, and 1 year after graduation to compare the differences in activities 1 year beyond high school. Question 2, what are the differences in career development, awareness, and transition planning between students, their families, and teachers participating in the SOS model as compared to students in traditional transition services, as evidenced on the Transition Assessment Goal Generator, or the TAG? The TAG was developed by the Zero Center at the University of Oklahoma. It's an online transition assessment for secondary students, their families, and teachers. The assessment identifies student strengths and needs and produces annual transition goals that can be used by IEP teams for transition planning. The TAG was added to the SOS model to provide an additional resource to improve student outcomes. Students, families, and case managers in both the intervention and the control groups complete the TAG before the start of the SOS program at the end of the year prior to graduation. Question 3, what are the differences in attendance, on-time graduation, post-school activities, and a completion of a regular diploma between students participating in the SOS model as compared to students in traditional transition services? Over the years, SOS programs have reported that students' attendance increased because they were part of the SOS program. Having a paid work experience assisted students in being motivated to come to school. And academic planning for the SOS program prior to and during the student's senior year often helped to keep them on track for graduating on time. School divisions will report this data to the study team. So for the progress of the study, so far, the first cohort completed the CTE course and a paid internship in the community during the 2021 school year. The second cohort is enrolled in the CTE course, and students are preparing for the paid internship in the spring of 2022. Data collection from all 3 sites is in progress. If you would like more information, the RRTC transition website, transition.vcu-RRTC.org, has research, resources, and training on all 6 studies. Start on Success is part of Study 3. You can find research and updates here. Resources such as this webcast and journal articles can be found here as well. Thank you for joining us today. We hope this information we provided will guide you to implement high-quality work-based learning and internship programs and encourage you to follow the research being conducted in Virginia on the SOS model. For more information, visit our websites for guides, resources, research, and webcasts.